So I'm installing the decked system on my 22 1500 GMC Sierra. So I assume the installation works pretty much the same for any truck, because pretty much all truck beds are the same. Don't hold me to that, I'm just guessing. But so anyway, first thing you do is you set these three pieces up in the proper orientation. It's easy to tell because this is the tailgate side, so I've got them, like it's ready just to go whoop up in the truck. But you're going to have a place for a roller there, there, and there. So basically, on the inside of these two, there's rollers. Inside of these two, there's rollers. So pretty easy to orientate that. And then you're going to have a bag that has 4 bolts and nuts, and it's called the nuts and bolts bag. All the bags are labeled. I thought it was kind of funny because they're all full of nuts and bolts, but this is the one called nuts and bolts. So anyway, you're going to put one in right there. All right, so it's going to have 2 in this guy from this side, right? All right, so you're going to put one in there. It's already got some there. Already got some there. And then you're going to put one here, okay? Same deal on the other side, except for it's going to be the bottom over here, even though it was the top on the opposite side. And then, here. So this one's going to be actually opposite as well. It's going to be top on this side, but it's bottom on that side. It's easy to figure it out because there's nowhere to put it on the top or bottom on the opposite sides. So then you're going to tighten down the ones on these guys, this guy, the one you just put in, but you leave the one you just put in toward the tailgate, and the 2 on these guys on both sides loose. I will say that I'm impressed with this, because look at all the reinforced metal in this thing. So there's no wonder people like stand and jump and dance around on them and stuff. They're quite sturdy. But I kind of expected that. What I was very, very, very impressed with was the quality of these freaking boxes. Now these things, it comes with 2, but if you buy them individually, they're like, that one's like I think $200, and this one's like just shy of that. But I was blown away by these. Are not your Walmart tackle box, toolbox kind of quality. These things are freaking thick, like solid thick, not not just looking thick. They're heavy, and I mean very heavy. It's really amazing the quality of these guys. So very pleased with that. Really cool how it opens too. So that part I was very surprised with. Did not expect it to be that freaking cool. The rest of it's kind of, I figured it'd be pretty good. Alright, so now we're going to put the left panel on the left side. And I was like, well, how do I tell? Because they look kind of the same front and back. So, but it tells you left. Alright, so your tie downs are going to go over here. Your tie downs are these holes here. It comes with 4 of them. 2 there. Alright, so those are going to go there, and then the holes along the bottom there are going to line up with all these little guys on the top here. So what we're going to do is we're going to measure from that hole to the tie down holes. So about 27.5 inches roughly. Wait, I was measuring the wrong hole. Yeah, about 26.5 inches. Alright, so 26.5 inches. So we're going to go here. So we're going to scoot that in quite a bit. So we're going to put those 26.5 inches apart. That guy and that guy. 26.5 inches apart. I might be a little off with that, but close enough for government work. Alright, not to beat a dead horse, but what I did was, since I'm putting it over the end of that like that, I want to put them at 27 inches. All right, we'll see how that works out. Okay, I got my niece to help me pick it up, sit it on there. So obviously, you know, there's every other one because every other one of them will hook into the other side. So, yeah. And it was pretty doggone close at that. I had to adjust it a little bit, but it was enough to, you know, you want to center it on these things, and then it's easier to move this other piece here because you're only lining it up with like 4 places instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 places. So yeah, here we go. So not perfect yet, but you know, we'll get it there. We'll get it there. All right. Okay, now when you're tightening these, you're supposed to make sure that your, you know, the little thingies that stick up, you know, are, you know, level with your channels and everything, which there's two bolts on each one of them, so, you know, they kind of level themselves, but apparently I guess you could mess it up. So now we're dealing with, instead of a nuts and bolts bag, just the bolts bag. Yeah, okay. So we're going to put some bolts in here. We will be using a good old DeWalt with a socket on the end, and yeah, just to save some time. Obviously, I got the torque cut way down, you know, just to get them in there, not to tighten them. Yeah. So one thing, and they don't tell you this part, but you have to take the those little, you know, things out, those doors, whatever you call them. Because it was telling me to align the 3 holes, and I'm seeing, you know, 1, 2, where's 3? And that one, you know, didn't have anything to screw into anyway, because that's where your tie downs go. But then I realized, yeah, take that off and you can find them. So it would have been a handy little tidbit to know, but whatever. All right, so you're going to do the same thing down here. So take the door off here. You got 1, 2, 3. Now, it tells you to not tighten the one you put in on the tailgate end, which is that one, or the other 2 that's already there, those 2. However, one of the ones that was already there was tight enough to where it wouldn't move, and they were not lined up. So I actually even had to loosen one of the factory ones and bump it a little bit. Then they line up perfect. So cool. Alright, so that's what that looks like, in case you didn't know what 3 bolts and 3 holes look like. Yep, and you're not supposed to put those in yet. Aha. Okay, now we went with the 27 inches again. Line this baby up, and we holler at the niece. Alright, so exact same deal. Put your cab side 3 in first, get those lined up, because again, it's tightened up here, it's not down here. Looks like they're pretty doggone close down here anyway. Yeah, okay. So you know how I told you to make sure that those pieces were level? Well, I did good on all of them except for the 2 in the middle on this side. So they were not. They are now, but they were not. So all I had to do was just lay it over, loosen those 4 right there, which correspond to, you know, those 2 guys, and get them straight and retighten them. Yeah. Alright, so the kit comes with 4 D-rings, but as you can see, there's places to put 8, because the other side looks just like this, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's 4 on the other side. That's 8. So since I have 4, I actually ordered the battle mat or whatever that goes on top of this, and some extra D-rings because I didn't want like empty holes, and extra drawer organizer and stuff. But apparently they don't send all that together. I guess they've got the actual kits. They actually delivered it on a pallet. We were gone at the time, but you know, whatever. I still know it happened because it was here when we got here. So I'm gonna put them in each corner because, well, most sane people use the 4 corners. I love this manual. Tools required. Trusted friend with a weak mind and a strong back. Gotta love it. So here's very simply what we're gonna do. So there's an angle to that, or curved, so you're going to put the flat side down. That's the flat side, in case you're wondering. That's not. So you're going to put the flat side down. It's going to require a spacer to be under it, like so, right? Like that right now. And you're going to put a washer on top and a bolt down through. So that's how we're going to be, all right? Yeah. And then on the pieces, and you can see, there's a diagram even. Look at that. And on the places where you don't have anything, hey, I guess it wouldn't have been empty holes. I guess I wasted $50. But anyway, you're going to put these down and just put one through it. So I'm going to assume you don't want to over tighten that. But maybe you do. Who knows? Who knows? Okay. So one in each corner, the two blank ones in there, and didn't center the best, but whatever. Those did. Maybe that one's not straight. Who knows? I'll look at it. There's those. Yeah. So now you're going to make sure to tighten those three that you had not done before. Right there and there. Yeah. Good times. So first of all, in their defense, they do show those doors removed. But in my defense, the instructions are always on this page, and then the diagram pertaining to the instructions is on the next page. I don't know why they didn't put in a blank page and flip-flop it to where your directions are here and the pictures corresponding to them are here. Makes no sense to me. But in their defense, you are supposed to read all the way through the directions of anything before you actually do it. But in my defense, I'm a man, and we don't do that. Sorry. Alright, so now we come to the part where we put in the wheel bracket braces. Alright, so you got to look in your drawer, and it's a crappy angle, but anyway, see, this is the left drawer amongst all those other little things. So there's a L for left. Yeah. And you got these here brackets. Now, the brackets have big, nice L's on them, so they're easy. That's kind of like my shoes. I have a big L and an R just to be on the safe side. So, this little guy here goes into that big hole there. So, they're going to fit just like that, and then your wheel's going to go on there, right? So, yeah. Alright, so this would be the drawer hardware section. I find it's always easier when you got two sides of something to separate it out. So for this drawer, you're going to have two long bolts, which they're 1.5 inches, and then 6, I guess, 1, 2, 3, yeah, 6 of the 3/4 inch bolts, and you have 6 nuts. So the long ones, 1.5s, are going to go into the back side. So when I say back side, like the back of the drawer, so opposite this guy, right? Because it's thicker there. Yeah, that's right. I just realized something very important. It's not 2 L's for the left drawer, so pay no attention to looking at that. It's a left and right side of the drawer, and it's pretty self-evident because they won't fit any other way. So, yeah. But so that's the left. So that's the front of the drawer, right? So that's the left, that's the right. Again, they won't fit any other way, so pretty easy to figure that out. Alright, now you're going to do that. Again, remember, the only long ones go toward the back side on the top. Alright, it's pretty self-evident. So then you put your small ones in, but don't put any in the frontmost holes. Those and those, alright? Don't put anything in that yet. Alright, so once you have all those tightened, again, for the 16th time, the long ones go here. Alright, leave those out. You will find a bag with 2 rods in it. You use your last 2 of the short ones, 3/4 inch, to go in through the back side and screw into this rod. So you tighten it, and now you have it bulletproof. Yep. Okay, so you get 2 bags, XY wheels. Both of them say XY wheels. So, whatever. So anyway, on the braces that we just put on, we're going to use the big wheels and 2 bolts. And we're going to put those on those braces from the outside, obviously. Big wheels, don't forget, big wheels. So those are going to go into this little guy that's stuck out there, and they're going to look just like that when you're done. Feel free to tighten them very good, because, you know, it doesn't matter. They still spin. Miraculous. Big wheel keep on turning. Turning. Toining. Yeah. Alright, now we're supposed to flex for the neighbors. Yes. And then there's a diagram of everything we just did after we've already done it. Step 5, the love handle. Now, here's the thing. One of these is installed, alright, from the factory. Alright. Okay, big timer, 1 drawer handle assembly needs to be done by you. Why? We had to fit everything in the box. I'm calling BS on that one. It's not going to take up any more room. I failed to see how they couldn't have went ahead and done both of them, but whatever. Alright, so they say to save ourselves a headache and watch this short installation video. Video handle. Alright, well, let's humor them.
Step 7. Now, here is the real IQ test. Take a deep breath, as the handle and springs are the only really tricky part of the install. Looking from the outside of the drawer, the spring arm must be pointing inwards. The base leg of the spring must be vertical, not horizontal in the cavity. Take the red spring and slide it up into place in the cavity on the right side of the handle slot. Once the spring is in position, slide the clevis pin into the hole so that it is holding the spring in place, but not entering the handle slot. Repeat with the left side spring, which is silver, with the arm pointing inwards, just like the right with the base leg vertical. With the deck logo facing you, grab the handle and slide it up into the recess, catching the spring arms on the way as you work the handle up into position. With the spring arms pressed into the notches on the front of the handle, slide the clevis pin through the handle hole and finish pushing it all the way through the drawer hole. Secure the clevis pin in place using the hairpin provided.
Well, okay. Okay, finished product. It's working. The red one went straight in. This one was a little bit tight, but, you know, just do what's in the video. Glad I watched it. It would have been a little bit tricky, maybe. Still, I don't know why in the world that they didn't just go ahead and do this. I don't see how that would have cost any more room, but maybe there's a reason. Maybe I'm missing something. I'm not a geologist. So, of course, it started raining on me, but you got this here panel. This is your cab side closeout panel. It's really simple. You've got tabs on the back of your vert on the cab side. Alright. There's only one way it will go because the tab has to go through the little thing there. It's extremely self-explanatory. See this little notch here that lines up? You can't possibly put it the wrong way. So, yeah. And it just literally clicks into place. Here, I'll show you. So, there's the tabs. See, holes, tabs, all that. Obviously, that tab goes down into that slot. That tab goes into that slot. Again, can't really miss. So, of course, it had to start raining right as I was ready to put it in the truck. So, I kind of had to move everything. And, yeah, I think we're good now. So, all we got to do is put this here T-shaped piece up in the truck. So that's going to look like that, and it actually slides in between your wheel wells, so you don't even have to have, well, you wouldn't need any help anyway, but just saying, it's pretty simple. Slide it up in there. And, yeah, now my cover actually has some drain lines that go into the bed. Yeah. So hopefully that's not going to be a problem. We'll see. Obviously I'm parked on a little bit of a hill because that's all we own are hills. Alright, it says use a friend, but I decided to try to He-Man it up in there. So my fat butt Picked that thing up and said, it's not that heavy. It's very doable with one person. I did have to move it back out and move this because it wouldn't let it go all the way up. I kind of figured that was going to be a problem. I'll just leave it sticking up like that, cut out a hole in the bed cover. So there's what that looks like. We're going to do the exact same thing with the other side, and then I think we're going to be golden. Well, you know, obviously we got to do some more stuff, but that's the two heavy lifting parts. So yeah. Watch, it'll start pouring again when I'm halfway done with it. And I shouldn't have joked, because just as soon as I got the other side in there, it's raining again. So anyway, yeah. Okay, so there you go. You, like I say, put them in a little bit of an angle, get past your wheel wells, push them over, let them come down, driver's side first, then do the same thing with this one. All right, and you saw the centerpiece, how it's got the little, you know, thin plastic T-piece back there. You want to make sure that that T-piece is not sticking up when you look in this groove here. You want to make sure that this part overlaps that little plastic T-piece, because that's to keep water out. And obviously, if you've got the T-piece, you know, on the back side of this, then the water is going to go down into your stuff versus on the outside of it. So underneath the lip of this, which it, you know, this side, when I first put it down, I could see the piece sticking up. You're going to see it right, you know, right here if you did it wrong. If you don't see anything, you did it right. So there's all that. And really the only thing that I've used any assistance for was the initial putting, you know, I got my niece to help me set the piece down straight between the center piece and the side piece, and then screw that stuff on. You're not attaching the side piece at that point anyway, so probably not a big deal. I could have probably done it myself pretty easy now that I realize I didn't need any of those things lined up. I've put all this stuff in by myself, and I've put the drawer in by myself, which that's really easy. But so the drawers have rollers on the back side at this point. All right, so all you do is just put the thing up here, put a roller in each side of those grooves, and slide it back. Then what holds them in there is you've got to install these guys. All right, they say you can use one of the doors you pull off of here. I found that they were not quite tall enough, but a block, anything, some kind of a wedge, whatever, something to hold it up. You're probably still going to have to manually do it a little bit, but you're very simply, you know, putting the bolt through the little wheel and reaching under here, putting it right like that. Make sure you get it started straight, just like that. Tighten her on down, and rinse and repeat on the other side. Move your prop from the side you're working on, you know, to the side you just finished from the side you're getting ready to work on. Makes it easier. So easy peasy. All right, so once all four of those wheels are on, now you have a very smooth sliding and a, whoa, I'm parked way downhill, but you got very smooth sliding and a very good detent that it latches into. Okay. All right, then we're going to put the ruler on. That's going to be using the stuff from the FS Screws bag. All right. Now, we're using the hex drive screws for that. That's going to be the ones with the round head. So we're going to need 4 of those. That is seriously as complicated as that is. Those 4 screws. Yeah. It's kind of weird. It's got the same place up there too. So I don't know. I don't know why it's not got 2 of them. But whatever. Maybe we'll get to that. Or maybe you just leave it like that. Who knows. Alright. You install the torsion brace like this. Which it just slides up there. Get it lined up. Those holes those holes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Then you get the cod piece. Alright, so that's the cod piece. I wish it was DK instead of just D, but whatever. So it slides up under there and lines up with those holes there. And you very simply use the other 4 screws in that bag to go boom, 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 and boom. I'll be using this set on a low torque setting. Blah, 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 blah. Alright, boom, 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 boom. Wait, I think I had extra boom in there. Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? What are you, the boom police? Alright, then if you didn't get the locking option, which I didn't because my tailgate locks, you get these nice little, and there's like a few of them. I don't know where the rest of them go. Hopefully we'll find that out. But you literally just stick them in like that. Little American flags. America. Heck yeah. Alright, so then we've got some weather stripping here. Now the weather stripping just goes on like this, and you want to make sure that your lip is facing backwards. Very important. Very, very important. Or so they say. First of all, whoa, come back here. First of all, there's one of these on each side. Second of all, I just noticed this. America. Alright, so the other plugs actually go in these little drawer lids. So 4 of those, 4 other plugs, mystery solved. Now this part is going to be very hard to video, but we've got the turnbuckles, and they're going to attach like to here and up into here, and then you're going to tighten them. And they look like this right here. We're going to do that on all 4 corners. So, yay. Alright, so there's one, and then obviously we're going to run these guys down so it won't move. Same deal here. And we'll, tighten those a little bit. Now, I did hear one guy saying that you're really going to be careful not to over tighten these, because he was getting some separation there because he, tightened these so much that it was pulling everything apart. So I'm going to be gentle and do the other 4. I'm not going to try to video it. Not that I videoed me doing much of anything other than showing you after I just did it, but if people don't know how to turn a screw without watching a video, then, well, there's no hope anyway. Okay, once all 4 of your corner turnbuckles are in, you put your little access door thingies back on, and yeah, that's what it looks like. Okay, now there's some extra bolts to replace these if you need to. Apparently some tailgates slope upward when it's open and the drawers rub. Mine do not rub, as you can see. So I don't need to worry about that. Now the thing I was worried about, I was thinking I'd have to take that off, but you know what? I don't. It actually works perfectly fine, so I can continue to use the thing that I've never one time used to get up in the truck bed It just don't latch into place anymore. So, all right. Now, obviously I'm going to flip that baby back down, reattach that, and I'll have about, this much truck bed depth now. But I got a bed cover. I never use my truck bed anyway. I put stuff in tubs like that in the back. So, yeah. If there are people out there that say, oh, I miss my truck bed and, da-da-da. Well, not me. I can already tell I'll like this a heck of a lot better than, and that even clears that. It touches it, but clears it. Good times. Glad I noticed that. I'm glad it works. But yeah, for me, I'm about cargo, not about hauling stuff. I'm more about my gear and whatnot. So yeah, I think this will suit me very, very, very well. And if I do need to like haul a piece of furniture or something, you know, you can set it on top, strap it down, whatever. It's going to fit out the top anyway. Not very much is going to fit inside the bed with the bed cover on. I'm going to have to, you know, flip it back and whatever anyway, so who cares? All right. Not too bad. Not too bad. All right, guys. This is DK Spencer. Y'all like and subscribe. Bye. Okay, so it comes with a couple of these little guys here. Obviously, you got to put the short one in the back because of the wheel well. So, yeah, it's got a set for each side, which is kind of cool, But, and then, you know, these things pop in pretty easy. That. So, pretty easy to access those little guys for whatever you want to put in there. Comes with this compartment. I've got another one like this that's got a handle on it that you can take out, ordered. So it comes with this box and the bigger box. It only comes with 2 dividers, and the dividers they could do better with that. So you could put them in a few different places, but like say you put them here, you don't have as good of hold as you do if you put them here. I mean, if you put them here, you don't have as good a hold as here because of the ridges. So kind of limits you a little bit as to where you can put them. Luckily for the big one, it lines up good, but however, when I put the other drawer thing in I ordered, it's not going to. I am again on an incline, but yeah, this is the only cheap thing about the whole thing. These are way better quality than I even expected. These are dinky. Everything else is pretty much on par. So, all right, that's it for real. All right.